Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, we are all in attendance today in recognition of Jonah's coming of age, where he now accepts the mantle of religious responsibility for his own actions. Our Father can now spend less time praying on Yom Kippur and seeking atonement for the sins of the family, because we're now all b'nei Mitzvah, save my mother, but fingers crossed.
She's still above 13.
Yeah, but she's not got Mitzvah yet, so...
I'm not responsible for her sins.
And now henceforth have to atone for ourselves. It will not surprise those of you who are familiar with my youngest brother, to know that he does not actually believe this to be true. Since he claims that he is perfect, Dad doesn't need to spend any time on him, and frankly all of his efforts are wasted, because Dad is such a fail, as Jonah says. Such a fail.
A what?
Such a fail, a failure.
Don't you say that about your father.
I'm just quoting words.
He does say that.
He says it on a regular basis. Leave you be.
He goes, "You're such a failure."
John, do we have a question? Let's have a... Jonah, maybe you need to look up respect for your parents, as is written in the Ten Commandments, which you've just memorized. To be fair, this is not necessarily true. For the most part, Jonah does pretty accurately recognize his own strengths and failings, the latter of which by nature there are a few of. One of his biggest strengths has always been his sense of humour. From an early age, he would do such funny things, which either we do on purpose or just being part of an instant. I remember him serving cutlery when we were on a cruise into bread and then waving it around, which my grandparents I'm sure will remember. And another time on holiday, we were sitting at a table for dinner and he kept on coughing in Dad's ear, which made Dad laugh so much that he couldn't actually order a drink. One particular occasion stands out to me when a few summers ago we went down to Hampton Court and where is he? Noah fell in the lake. Cashew, Jonah, got chased by swans, and Mum fell in the lake trying to save Noah. Needless to say, the strongest survive. Being a sibling is a weird feeling. I have two brothers, both younger, yet one who is already taller than me, and the other is catching up fast. I feel that I have almost deliberately been kept away from this specific gene. Jonah is 5 years younger than me. Pardon? No, he's 5. No, he's 5 because I'm just
Thus spake the maths teacher.
So basically he's younger than me, quite a bit, but he's almost the same height as me, and thanks to his determined obsession to keep fit and a form of testosterone, which I've also been annoyingly denied, he's catching up with me and leaves me being cheated. But today, I have managed to overcome my vertical challenge by wearing high heels, which unfortunately acts as a double-edged sword, because whilst it leaves me feeling taller and therefore more normal, I dislike what they represent for women, for my own feminist standards. Preach it. And I'm annoyed that I've stooped to such a low by embracing my own vanity and by accepting what I call the media's sexist propaganda. But I am so far, she absolutely
I don't get it.
But I'm not the only one who has grown today. Today, Jonah has reached great heights. His development has been a gradual process over the course of a year. Since the announcement of his bar mitzvah, Jonah has had to partake in many difficult decisions and ventures, such as choose cakes, go to many hotel meal tastings, be taken on long shopping trips by his devoted grandparents, thank you, in search of details, and of course argue with his mother over which colour tie best suits his shirt. Which, such a heated discussion over such a long duration of time even exhausted my mother's patience and adoration to him, and made my father a man of passive. Passive? Yeah. Thus, Jonah has become pretty good at giving orders and expecting them to be followed through. If he doesn't get his way, he will either stamp his feet, sweet talk my parents, as he often does, and deceive his way of thinking, or go off and calm down in front of an episode of Hollyoaks. What's with the subject of violence, rape, murder, cheating partners, you would have thought there would be something in the program which alienated him, but clearly something attracts him. Maybe something from the show speaks to him. Let's hope not. My mother, as only a Jewish mother can, always says that Jonah will become the next Prime Minister. I would like to alter that. I think Jonah will become the next autocratic dictator.
Say what?
Autocratic
To
dictator.
assist him with this, I have offered to loan him my books on Stalin. Stalin, someone whom I believe to be the greatest mass murderer of all time, and someone whom Jonah should definitely look up to. Perhaps this explains his fascination with Hollyoaks as it does mine with Stalin. It presents the darker side of life. Have you got anything to hide, Jonah? He looks shady. On a different note, in synagogue today, we saw Cashew, as I will now refer to him, read from the Torah, which dealt with the subject of Noahide laws. When Cashew found out about this, needless to say, he was annoyed. He didn't want to think about his older brother, when the whole point of a bar mitzvah is meant to be centered around Cashew's religious maturity. Noah has already, although some would disagree, matured. There is a risk involved that people would, upon hearing the reference, start to make comparisons between Cashew's efforts in his day and that of Noah's. Cashew, we all know that you are ultra competitive, and he didn't want anybody to think that Noah's better than him in any way. This trait was really shown when Noah passed 11 plus with an exceptional mark, and Cashew, upon hearing this, said he was going to better him, which he did. Muscle top. Some of you may know that Jonah is the name of a prophet in a book with the same name in the Old Testament. Well, Jonah, the book after which you have been named, may not be in the Torah, but it is read out every Yom Kippur. The biblical Jonah did a lot of evil things. You know, he wasn't really that much what we would call a good Jew nowadays. He ignored God. He went against his wishes. He ran away from God, and he complained to him on more than one occasion. Is there an association with the biblical Jonah and the Jonah we have sitting in this room? Jonah?
No comment.
Maybe, I would say. Like his religious counterpart, my brother kept on complaining when he lost his table tennis bacchino. And it went on for days. And the whole house was turned upside down, and everybody had to look for it, even the kitchen cupboards. And he kept on complaining, so we found it amongst his own stuff. Am I being mean, Jonah?
Slightly.
No, I'll tell you why. Despite the biblical Jonah's shortcomings, God still chose him, and continues to choose him and demand of him. And that was because Jonah was a special person. Cashew, it's the same with you. Despite all kinds of annoying me, times you upset me or make me angry, you have so many redeeming features, and you're a golden person. And your dedicated search for your table tennis bacchino, although trivial, just explains how diligent you are. Just like Jonah in the Old Testament grew up to be a prophet, I'm sure you too will go on to achieve great things, whether that's become Prime Minister, autocratic dictator, or simply a cleaner, you will be a success, whatever you choose, because you do everything with great care. Rest assured that when we are adults with our own families, you will be coming over every Shabbat to celebrate with chicken soup, and in the next 4 years, you'll be coming out to sort out any toast spiders and bills. Jonah, you should not have any doubts in your mind that people are comparing your performance today with that of Noah's or mine, because your reading of portion today was one that singled you out in your own right. I think we can all agree in saying that you did fantastically. You worked so hard for this, and I'm incredibly proud to say that someone as good-hearted, kind, and charming, of course good-looking, as you gets to be my brother. Muzzle tov to you, and may you continue to be a success. Thank you. So the good news is that that's my speech over and done with, and now we have only Dad's, which is the next on the list, and Noah's, which is quite short in comparison. So, can't balance it up a bit.